Hey foodies, fall is here, so let's warm up with this 20-minute mushroom soup. So I have my mushrooms here, shiitake, and I have some nice portobello mushrooms. We got about 1.5 pounds of mushrooms. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare the vegetables that we're going to sweat out to make this very simple mushroom soup. So everybody has their own fall dish that they fall in love with. And for me, summer is a season that you warm up, and then everybody craves that warmth during the fall, and we find that through different ways. With ciders, hot coffee, and soups. So what inspired me for this dish actually, beef stroganoff. It's a rich soup made with sautéed beef, noodles, and a creamy soup base. The thing is, it's a very heavy dish. So I want to recreate that. We're going to celebrate mushrooms, and I'm going to show you how rich and flavorful this soup's going to be. Now I'm going to just cut up my mushrooms, not too big pieces. You could just cut these in half, the smaller ones, and then you can quarter the larger pieces. And then the portobello, that one we're going to cut up into smaller pieces, of course. So mushrooms can be foraged year-round because we have so many different variety of mushrooms, and they're filled with antioxidants. So if you guys want to know any more information about mushrooms, just click the link in my description. Okay, I'm going to add that back to my bowl here. All right, so I'm going to take my vegetables, my onions, my garlic, and of course my mushrooms. I'm going to head over to the stove. So I'm getting my stainless steel pot hot before we sear anything so nothing sticks. Of course, you can always use a non-stick pot if you have that. It's much easier. And we're just going to saute that to get a little bit of color. I'm going to add in some olive oil, onions, and the garlic right in there. I'm going to coat that around. I'm going to let that get a little bit of color. Move it around a little bit. See, that's what you want to see, a little bit of color. Add a little bit of salt to it right now. Transfer out the vegetables. And then we're going to start sauteing the mushrooms, actually. Go back in with a little bit more olive oil. Let that heat up a little bit. Move it around. Perfect. Now we're going to go with the mushrooms. Let's see. Almost there. Okay, move it around. The fire's your friend. You control the fire. Okay. If you need more heat, turn it up. If you need less heat, turn it down. And then transfer that out. You just want to get a little bit of color on the mushrooms. Okay, back in with the mushrooms. Okay, and here I'm just draining the excess oil from the mushrooms that I just seared off before. So now I'm going to get all my sauteed vegetables back in here. I have some vegetable stock. I'm going to throw that in. And actually, I use the stems from the mushrooms. I use those ends to help flavor this vegetable stock. Throw in some fresh thyme, 4 sprigs of that. And I'm going to go back in with all the mushrooms. All that flavor, all that goodness, going right into our pot. And I'm going to add a little bit of white pepper. Mix that in. So here I have a chartreuse. So it's basically a parchment round. It's going to allow the stock to simmer and reduce down a little bit. I've been reducing this down for about 10 minutes. I've tasted the broth. It's perfect now, so we're going to shut it off. While that stays there, we're going to make the gremolata. Right here, I'm going to make a garnish that's going to go on top. It's going to add some nice texture, so we're going to do a gremolata. I have some stale bread here, so I'm just going to cut that up into little pieces. There we go. About half a cup of croutons. That's all we need. Get it in my bowl here. So head over back to the stove. Get some oil on there. Then we're going to pan fry some capers. All right, so we saute that for about a minute. You smell a nice, rich nuttiness from the capers. That's how you know that it's ready. I'm going to transfer out the capers now. We're going to use that flavored oil. And now we're going to go in with our croutons. So I'm going to add a little bit more oil to the actual croutons. It's going to help with the even cooking. It's going to go back in there. Add a touch of salt in there. Just very little. Almost there. Another minute. All right, that looks looking good. We're gonna shut that off. All right, guys, now I'm gonna make the gremolata. So I have my croutons right here. I have my crispy capers. Get some parsley going. So just gonna take it off the stem. Gonna bunch it up together, and then we're just gonna do a fine chop. Just need about a tablespoon. Lemon right here. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna grate it. Now we're gonna go with the crouton. You want about this much in your hand for 4 to 6 pieces. Going with the capers, and then some of that fresh parsley. Just mix it around. Let's do the unveil. Here we go. So I'm gonna remove thyme. I'm gonna strain this. Okay, so now I'm gonna add the vegetables that were cooked. Put all of it in there. Now we're gonna add some of the liquid. So we're gonna start it on low. Anytime you're making any soup or sauces, you want to emulsify. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of olive oil, a tablespoon of lemon juice, and a nice pinch of salt. Now we're gonna go in and blend it again. Blend it on high, start on low. So you wanna see that? You wanna see this become all one color. All right, guys, my soup is blended. It's looking nice and creamy. No dairy at all, so this is definitely vegan. So here I'm gonna pour a bowl. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the gremolata. I'm gonna create a base with the croutons, and we're gonna work around that. So I'm gonna get that in the middle. I wanna get everything tight. And bring it. All right, guys, this is the moment I've been finally waiting for. So I'm gonna try this soup right now. Let's see how it is. So let me try the soup first on its own, and let me try it with the gremolata afterwards. Oh man, it is so rich. It tastes like it's really complex, it's really rich, it's really balanced. There's that acidity from the lemon juice, there's the meatiness from the mushrooms. I taste a little bit of the caramelization between the onions, the broth. It's all very flavorful, very balanced, totally reminds me of fall. So let's try it with the gremolata. Nice crunchy texture. Oh my God, I gotta go, I gotta leave. This was really good. This is probably one of the best soups I ever made. It brings me back to my childhood. It's very healthy, and I could just keep eating more bowls of this. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Look forward to my next video. And if you want another hearty, meaty kind of video, check out my skirt steak tacos. It's very good. Take care.